Mr. President, I'm honored to speak tonight after casting my vote to confirm Dr. Heather Wilson as the next United States Secretary of the Air Force. I've known Heather for nearly 20 years and submit that President Trump could not have selected a more qualified candidate to lead the Air Force in these demanding times. I'm pleased that the Senate was finally able to confirm her nomination, and I wish her great success. As an Air Force veteran, former member of Congress, and most recently the leader of one of the nation's top science and engineering schools, the South Dakota School of Mines and Technology, Dr. Wilson has repeatedly demonstrated leadership abilities that will serve her and the Air Force well in this next chapter. Her commitment to duty links back to her time as a cadet at the Air Force Academy, where she was a distinguished graduate. In fact, she will be the Academy's first graduate in history to serve as the Secretary of the Air Force. Dr. Wilson went on to serve as an Air Force officer in Europe during the Cold War, where she was based in the United Kingdom and at the U.S. mission to NATO in Brussels. Upon leaving the Air Force, she served on the National Security Council staff of President George H.W. Bush, working on NATO and conventional arms control. At a time when America's partnerships are being challenged by threats around the world, I am confident that her experience will lend a steady hand to our military decision-making. Dr. Wilson will also bring with her great experience honed in the halls of Congress. At the start of her decades-long representation of New Mexico's 1st Congressional District, she quickly became one of the go-to members on national security issues. Heather took on tough issues, not unlike ones that she will surely face as Secretary of the Air Force. Whether on issues of strategic objectives and readiness or personnel matters such as military sexual assault, she is prepared to have frank discussions on the issues and will contribute insightful proposals on how to best tackle the many challenges facing the Air Force. She understands not only the Air Force's key capabilities, but the perilous outcomes that we may face as a nation if we do not properly train and fund our military. She knows that rising to meet the challenges of the day must be done with an eye to the future, so that we may also deter and defeat the threats of tomorrow. At a time when national security is of foremost concern, Dr. Wilson understands the Air Force's tremendous responsibility in keeping Americans safe and will be guided by the core values of the force: integrity first, service before self, and excellence in all that the Air Force does. Mr. President, I could not be happier for my friend, Dr. Heather Wilson, and wish her and her husband, Jay, the best of luck. South Dakota School of Mines and Technology is losing an asset, but I am confident that the new era of excellence Heather helped usher in leaves the school well-positioned to remain a foremost engineering, science, and research institution. We are proud of Heather's continued success and trust that she will represent us well as the 24th Secretary of the Air Force. I would like to thank my colleague, Chairman McCain, for his work to advance Dr. Wilson's nomination through the Senate Armed Services Committee and for granting me the opportunity to introduce Dr. Wilson at her confirmation hearing. It was my honor to endorse her before the committee and to cast my vote in support of her nomination this evening. I am glad that the Senate has advanced another of President Trump's nominees, and again wish Dr. Wilson, our next Secretary of the Air Force, continued wisdom and success as she continues her outstanding leadership in service to our country. Thank you, Mr. President.